Good morning everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups today on this Monday the 25th of October. Friday it was not much that was on the go. We're still pretty much up and down, no real direction happening at the moment. We're still range bound in a downward trend, so obviously I want to be above the 155 on the 8 hour before I'm convinced the trend has changed. So at the moment, if we look at the hour, we've kicked off the morning with a pretty solid move, and the other thing to bear in mind is in this range we've stayed above the 155 EMA on the hour. So I would be looking to either break the top of the range and find support before looking for a long, and that'll be 116.698, or alternatively I'm looking for us to break the bottom of the range. I'm just going to adjust this ever so slightly. There's your swing high there, and that is in the region of 116.214. So those are the two levels. A break and retest of 116.214 will get me short again. There are a few little gaps to the downside as well that are active magnets, and a break above this area of 116.698. But look for the retest of that, and once we found the retest, then I'd be looking for a long. So until then, it is range bound, and we'll treat it as such. Pretty interesting little wedge that's forming here on US dollar Japanese yen. There it is there. Oh, it's a wedge in a bull trend. Oscillators all grouping to the downside, looking very interesting indeed. But that is sort of in the opposite direction to what Euro USD is looking at. So for me at the moment, this is a kind of a wait and see. We do have some structure here. Just put it like, well, we can actually do it right where price is. So there is some structure here, but there is a daily gap as well. So yeah, I think possibly a close of the gap, come to the bottom of this wedge, and then maybe a bounce back up to find some form of resistance here at 113.634 before moving down. It does look like there's a crossover the moving averages at the moment, so this all depends whether we can hold this 155 EMA, which is at 113.84. So yeah, I think this is the level to watch, 113.634. If you break that, you're obviously going to get the gap closed. I'd expect to bounce back, and if we reject this, then could be a potential trend reversal. It's been sort of heading to the upside for quite some time, and if that's the case, then this wedge is null and void. Okay, so if we do break this trend line to the upside, obviously it's a different story. That's 113, it'll probably be around 113.900 area. But again, I think this is your line in the sand here. Okay, 113.634. Moving on to British pound, Japanese yen. We had a bit of a sell-off going into the weekend. We're back at this weekly support here. Let's see, that was a previous week high. The weekly bar doesn't look very promising, does it? It looks like a bit of an attempt at a piercing bar. It's not quite a piercing bar, so not going to worry too much about it just yet. But definitely we have a level here that we've come back to find support on, and we've got a bit of a gap. Look at the oscillators all grouping quite nicely as well, with a little bit of diversions. There's a previous swing low, there's another swing low there, and oscillators high. And then where we are now, oscillators are lower than where prices and prices higher there. We do have gaps to the downside, so bear that in mind. And also remember, it is Monday. So I would expect probably a retest of this area. We are below all the moving averages at the moment, so possibly a rejection of this area here, which is a head and shoulders neckline, which is roughly where we are now. There's 156.709. First a gap close, and then possibly something in the line of 1,500, 155, 100 area. So I would do something along the lines of that. There is a gap there, and there's a gap down there. So that's kind of the structure that I see before it probably finds a base for another move to the upside. So for me at the moment, rejection of this during the European session, you're going to see the gap close, and then possibly at least 155.481 as your downside targets. Euro British pound. So this has been sideways most of last week, and look at what happened here going into the close. Price was down at the bottom on this weekly level, and then accelerated up to the next weekly level. Now that is still a sideways, it's a range. We do have a crossover here, so I would be looking at a break above this area of 0.84639. I want to break and retest of that. If you can get that on the hour, then what you're looking for is a range target, which is going to take you somewhere up to there, and you can see there's a little bit of structure up at the top here. So that's kind of the view that I've got at the moment. Nice solid close going into the end of the week on Friday. Was a bit of a rejection first, then found support again, and now we've got a bit of a flag forming. So that's pretty much what I'd be looking at. Something in the region of 0.84980 is my upside target. Obviously, I'd like to see us break above 0.84639, find some support there early in the session, and that'll give us the opportunity to buy. The pound is looking interesting. Euro USD is also looking interesting. Well, actually, everything's looking interesting at the moment, but just be patient and wait for the structure to happen. Anyway, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.